Hello everybody and welcome back to the next part of our 1000-day Interloper series. It has been quite a bit of time since our last episode. As you're aware, I did the episode 5 playthrough, and then I did one recording after the playthrough for the last part, and I decided to just take a break, plus work has been really busy. And yeah, so it's kind of how things have been. Unfortunately, I can't dedicate as much time to this as I'd like, and the time I do have, I've been playing other video games just to kind of, diversify the games I play. Because I don't know, episode 5, it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth the more I thought about it, to be honest. So I just kind of wanted to step away from the game as a whole for a little bit, but I'm glad to be back. So let's get to it. Now, we are on day 448, and I believe we were doing trades. Yep, we were doing trades last, and then we left it up in the air. And it seems like maybe the update messed some things up, I don't know. But what I want to do, actually, is move a bunch of stuff to Mystery Lake, and then honestly probably kill a cougar in Mystery Lake this episode, because I want a cougar hide for us when we get, I want the this would be like the lower Great Bear hat, and then the Far Territory hat will be the cougar hide wrap. Because remember, we have our rule set where we can't we can't just tear apart a hide like that and recraft it, right? We can't tear this apart and then remake it. We have to repair it with that. So that's what we have here. Yeah, so let's kind of think of our goals here. Alright, well, we're definitely going to want some antiseptic. Take 2 of that just in case. I'm surprised we have that little amount of bandages, actually.
That guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
Okay, thank you, Will. Alright, then we'll keep these cloth for bandages. And it is a decent time of day, all things considered. I'm just kind of feeling it. I think it's time to head out. We might head to the Far Territories ahead of schedule. Let's go ahead and grab a whetstone. We'll leave that knife here. We actually want to take all this stuff. Okay, do we have any really full cans that we can take? That's decent, but not quite what I'm looking for. We'll take this. Alright, it's a bit brighter out. Can't really think of any. Because we're definitely going to want to repair our moose hide with that. Oh, right, we're going to want to take... That's right, I remember now. It's been so long. Well, a few weeks. Like 2 weeks, but kind of lost track of what we were doing. You know what, we'll take them. Take all the vitamin C foods too. trying to think of... Yeah, and I think we are good. Remember, these were the pictures of our beloved bear friend, but they got really glitched out on the walls, so I don't want to risk losing any of them. Yeah, let's go ahead and go. I think we're ready to go. Just do one last final check. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but I just really want to make sure that we have everything. Ah, yes, how could I forget?
I need to drop something.
The books for the library project. Okay, well, we're not going to need all that. Honestly, we're not even going to need any of these till the far territories. So let's just take...
Mouth so dry.
These books. We're a bit slow, but we're going to have a pemmican bar right before we head out. We've got more than enough. Okay, yep, I think we're good. So let's go ahead and eat this pemmican bar. Yep, we're gonna take these and we're just gonna leave all this stuff here. And off
Too much stuff to carry.
Thank you, Will, and off we go. Seems to be beautiful weather. I don't see any wolves around just yet. Oh, speak of the devil. We're not going to want to get into a fight with any of these guys because, remember, our goal is to deal with the Cougar in Mystery Lake. And then we'll probably get severe lacerations, and then we will probably fish those off. What I mean by that is, you know, just go fishing, right? I don't want to have to hurt you if I can avoid it. Let's try if we can get a nice little fire right here.
Can't feel my hands.
Where'd he go? Ah, that's what I thought. Alright, let's go ahead and cook some coffee. Put on one piece of coal. I don't want to be losing any health along the way. Now, we can't repair this, but we can repair this. Honestly, 0.8 is really, it's not really worth it. And it seems to be getting worse out. So let's just go ahead and drink this and... Right. That's why I usually don't drink to the full amount, but... Honestly... I'd rather preserve that than the 8. You know, so well, let's go. Plus, it's probably best if we just move while we have the unburdened effect.
Wait. I'm so cold, I'm warming up again.
Now, I did want to conserve my health over as much as possible, but if we do get attacked by a cougar, it won't matter since we'll be capped out at 50. So, if you're gonna get into a fight like that, I mean, it does a lot of damage to you from the drive-by swipes, but as far as the actual severe lacerations, you know, if you're above 50, it won't matter. So you might as well just, like, if you're fairly certain you're going to get pounced, just don't bother too much with keeping your health over 50. Now, if it's like 52, you're probably going to get swiped down to like 40 before it pounces you, and then it won't matter. So, like, I'd say anything above 80, really not worth preserving if you know you're going to get pounced by a cougar. I've been thinking more about episode 5. I mean, it was an episode. There's some parts I liked, some parts I didn't. Honestly, the thing that got me the most excited was seeing the little ptarmigan wooden statue in the bar. If they add wood, ptarmigan, and deer statues, that's all I'll need. Because if you remember, the Predator Memorial Project is well underway in Mystery Lake. And then we could just have another cabin be the Prey Memorial. And then the third cabin on the lake, that can be our little library. Oh, hey, look at that. Always pays to keep little things like that around.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Alright, let's just go ahead and sleep for an hour, just to get our warmth back. Now we're looking at pretty warm still. Just in time to drink and get the full value out of the liquid. So we're gonna walk till we're at about 5/6 of a warmth bar. This game is a really nice escape for me. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world lately. Really with everything. I mean, the economy, the job market, tech, the Iran war, and it is a war. It's not a special military operation like the administration is willing to say. Gas yesterday was $3.40, as I saw on the way into work. And on the way back today, it was $4.19, which it really
I'm
probably
gonna have to leave something behind.
should have been the whole time. I think there's really some huge suppression going on in the markets, especially like the oil futures. Because I've just been following the price and it like bounces up to 100. Well, I mean, obviously, you know, all the market manipulation going on with all the tweets, or I guess he likes to call them truths, that Trump posts. I mean, you know, we've been hearing that the war has been won since day 3. It's just really clear that there was no plan going into this, because if they knew what they were doing, they would have put the blockade immediately, but there was like a 4-week period where Iran was selling more oil to China and Russia. You know, they released sanctions on Russian and Iran oil. And there's all the cope that like, oh, well, it was already going out to Russia, we just diverted it to like India or Australia or places like that. But it's, I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose, right? But yeah, it's just, if that was the intent and they were like planning from the start, they probably would have put the blockade up immediately. But it took them about 4 weeks, 5 weeks. It just screams incompetence to me.
I might have to drop some gear.
And when consuming media, it's good to get different sources. So you know, I like to watch Midas Touch and Breaking Points on YouTube in addition to CNN and Fox, and it really is interesting, like the different, really the different perspectives you'll get from the different networks. Like Midas Touch definitely has a hatred for Trump, which I can't even, like, at this point I can't even really disagree with how he's been acting lately. Contrast that with like Fox and I think CBS, how it's like the exact opposite. Like I was seeing a report today, like how they have like one of their war hawk generals saying we should just, you know, bomb them now, and it's just like that behavior is what got us into that mess in the first place, right? Like they've completely underestimated them, and they think that the bombs are just gonna fix it, and it's not. I'm really expecting there to be boots on the ground in the next few weeks. I mean, all this talk about peace, but yet there's 3 aircraft carriers that have been moved into the region. It's just, you know, they can say a lot of things, but then do a lot of things. And like, the switching framework is crazy too, because the first few days they were talking about, you know, unconditional surrender and, you know, no quarter. And I know that you can just say that to say that, but when you're like in a position of authority like that, and you are like the Secretary of War, those words have meanings. But, you know, even just like ignoring the fact about that, now like the goalposts have been shifted to just like reopening the Strait of Hormuz and all that, which it was open beforehand. And I don't think that a lot of people are really aware of that, you know. It's just, well, I wouldn't say really, no, let me rephrase. It's not that they're not aware, it's just like that the reality for the markets and general day-to-day life has not really sunk in yet, and it's just now starting to. I remember when the oil futures were up to 115 right at the start, and they dropped back down. They were in the 90s, then Trump started talking about, I don't even know. It's like, you know, the weekly cycle. Talks a big game, Friday when the markets close, and then Monday there's like some magic Axios released peace deal article. But the jump today is what really's got me worried.
Can't feel my feet.
Though that is it. I guess that is from a point of selfishness, though, right? Because America is actually one of the most, ironically enough, America is one of the most insulated places from all this mess. Like the Asian markets were destroyed almost immediately. I was hearing like $4 per liter of petrol. That's about $16 a gallon, which I think if the average reached $6 here, that would be like, I can't even conceive $16 a gallon. That's just like, it's over, right? It's over at that point.
So cold.
Not to mention, it's not just the oil that's impacted. Like if you watch like these networks and all that, you know, it's not the first time hearing it, but you know, if you just haven't, I'll just tell you. You know, there's a lot of resources. It's not just oil that goes through. It's mainly fertilizer, chemical byproducts, you know, plastics and all that. Natural gas, helium, that sort. Things like that. And I think this is going to be a really bad year. Like, the planting season is almost up. Fertilizer isn't being delivered. So, if I were, it would not be a bad idea to start, you know, stocking up on canned goods, water, especially water purifier, things like that, ammunition, firearms, tobacco, because the dollar is, honestly, I think the dollar is in serious jeopardy. And it's really just our fault, right? It's just completely... the narrative is that, like, they were 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon, but let's be honest here. Israel's had nuclear weapons for a very long time. And they even have their own directives on using them. I'll let you do the research on that. I'm not going to talk too much about that. Kind of want to keep this channel mostly just about the game. But you also have to acknowledge the reality of the world around us, right? Just like how we acknowledge our place in this video game and how we have to treat the wildlife with respect, we also have to remember in real life how we have to take care of ourselves and the people who matter most to us. I think this is a calamity in the making. All we can do is look out for ourselves and our local community.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Now, before we get back into the action with the Cougar over here on our final walk towards the area, I do want to talk about, like, preparation and stuff of that nature. Let me just find the lower condition one. So, did I already drink that? Okay, let's actually go ahead and warm up in here first. Alright, now let's make our way there. Yeah, it's just a mess. And the initial strike on the first day, there was a girls' elementary school that was struck. 168 dead children, I believe. And, you know, it's just, I don't think that was an accident.
Something's gotta go.
And there's a lot I can say about that. And I don't think it was an accident. I think it was done for a very specific purpose. I'm not gonna go in further for now because I'm really trying to just stay focused on this. But again, we gotta kind of acknowledge the reality of the situation. And when we're walking like this, I mean, I can only really talk about the game so much before it just, you know, it's like I've walked this path like dozens of times in this playthrough. You gotta kind of spice things up in how we talk about, right? But getting to the part where you gotta look after yourself and your local community, just the dollar is definitely weakening. I would not put all your eggs in one basket. So physical goods are always going to be better than digital. And I mean, like, you can use crypto and whatnot, and you know, you can swing trade shitcoins, I guess, if you want to try and make a quick buck. But really, at the end of the day, I truly do believe that silver, gold, and commodities, you know, food, water, tobacco, ammunition, really are a good place to be putting your resources into. And when I say gold and silver, I don't mean paper gold, I don't mean paper silver. The ratios of actual physical gold to silver and paper, it's like, I think what, for every 80 ounces of silver on paper, there's actually 1 ounce physical in the market. So if you're gonna be doing that, just, you know, you don't buy the gold and silver to swing trade. Like, you know, shitcoins on the market. And that is a derogatory term, but it's pretty accurate. You know, you buy them as a stable investment to weather hardship, and that hardship is certainly coming. Though there might be a lot of troubles in the real world right now. You know, this is always good to have I guess, a safe space in a kind of way. I mean, you don't want to live in a perpetual state of fear, but it is nice to have something like this. And I hope that these videos for you all, I do read all the comments, and I responded to like a month backlog of the comments a few days ago, because that was like the only time I had to actually do that, because work is just so oppressive. But any job in tech at this point is really good. And you know, there's the AI is everywhere, and you know, they're reporting record highs, but laying off thousands of workers, and either looking for AI or H-1B positions. And I can't really, like, I can't find a hatred. I can't even find a disdain or even really a hatred for the workers, H-1B workers, because, I mean, they're gonna take what they can get. It's really the companies and the, you know, board of directors, the CEOs, shareholders. They're the ones who ultimately drive that desire, right? Like, I guarantee you, if you put it into a law that said, and this is the same with the, you know, illegal immigrant work problem. You know, the companies pay a fine, and everybody's all fine and dandy. They're gonna do it anyway because they can just pay off a fine because they make more money by having the immigrant workers work for a lot less. And they're going to do so because they can afford to do so and send that money back, right? But I guarantee you, if you started applying that, a penalty that, you know, you had CEOs getting perp walked out and arrested, I guarantee you overnight those policies would change. But they're not going to change because of all the lobbying and such. It's just a mess. Honestly, any job at this point, with how things are looking. Yeah. So, but super, super busy, but I'm always glad to have the time to do this, and we can all experience this together. And speaking of, it's time for us to lock in, so let's go ahead and do just that. Alright, now if there is a wolf around here, we are going to kill him, because last time he almost killed us when we got pounced. Okay, let's actually pick this animal fat up and see if we can lure him in. This is a perfect spot. There you are. We're not being stalked by any wolves.
My fingers feel numb.
Where are you? Alright, kitty cat. Alright. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Okay, actually, you know what? Don't do that. Where did you go? Ooh. Crafty devil. I don't like this. Alright, getting down to the wire here. Where is he? Honestly, sounds like he's right on top of us. Alrighty. You fought well, my feline friend.
Come on. Come on.
He did do a lot more than
did
I
it?
was expecting, though. Does this protection not apply? I don't think it did, but maybe not. Which is really strange. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's go ahead and carve this guy up. Nope, actually. Do that.
All I can think about is food.
Okay, excellent. So we got the hide. We got what we needed. Let's go ahead and just put this here. We have an hour. You know what, let's go ahead and do that. It was a little stressful, but you know, some stress is good. Some stress is good. You just don't want to be in a perpetual state. So it's always nice to have, you know, little things like this, and you can't be in a perpetual state of stress. It's just, times are tough, you know. Just do the best you can. If you're not doing too well right now, it's probably not your fault. Things are really bad. I wouldn't say really, well, things are just, it's tough right now, right? You can't just go out and give somebody a firm handshake and get a pension 30-year career like you used to, right? Just do the best you can, alright? I think that's enough about serious talks like that. Let's just get back to the game, right? So we have this here. I think we can just really... that there. Set that there. Yeah, you see there's a second Cougar there. So we could go to here. But I think we're gonna go up to the lookout like we did last time. So 9 minutes. Go ahead and put on the stick. Minutes. Good time to repair that, actually.
The sun's setting. It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
I think we can stay here for a little bit longer. I don't want to sleep out here all night, obviously. But we're pretty weighed down, aren't we? Let's go ahead and take this torch. We're going to take all this and we're going to go. Now we are slowed and we are smelly, but we do have a torch. So that should be fine, right? We actually should be running to tire ourselves out for the night so we can recover and get some good sleep. Yeah, that Cougar hit like a truck, though. I was really surprised by that. It's like, does the protection bonus you had just not even matter? Because it really did not feel like it was doing anything. I feel like an Aurora is coming in for some reason. one torch left. And there is our salvation over there.
I would drink almost anything about now.
We're going to stand here and recover a little bit, because if we don't have a full bar, we're probably going to get a sprain, so I think this should probably be good. We might get a sprain. Yep, okay. Please bear with me on this. Fine by me. Now this is the issue with carrying so many weapons. And it like always prioritizes the higher condition. Do we need a ptarmigan? I think we do. Well, it doesn't even matter because we scared him off. Hello, buddy. Salvation at last. Like I said, this is really what makes the long dark something special.
I don't feel so good. I'm gonna need some first aid soon.
Oh, we left the door open. Don't want to do that. See, we also want to keep our water around, so if we were in dire straits, that would be amazing for us. Let's go ahead and drink another tea. And try and sleep for 7 hours now. Look at that. Almost around 70 again. Yeah, we're just gonna drop this in the camp office when we can. No point in really been maxing it that hard right now. Okay, now there's only 3 locations left. 2 in Mountain Town and 1 in Pleasant Valley. So we might actually, on our way to the far territories, we might swing through Mountain Town. Okay, but there is a cougar in the way. So we're gonna repair our hide wrap at the camp office and then head out to the far territories. And then we'll have 1 on the way back. But maybe I should go after this one as well. Because as macabre as it is to say, we do need the 25 struggle achievement with the cougars. Which, the 25, it should probably be 10 at the max if I'm being honest, but even 5, but it's okay. I think we should be good. Let's just go ahead and eat one of these pieces. And we're gonna drink a little bit. Probably just save enough for 1 tea. Then we're actually gonna head out. You know, it's an exploration game. Let's have some fun exploring at night. Remember, still is chill. You know what, I'm not even, we're gonna go the sensible way down. Because, yeah. Way too dark for my liking. We didn't just get ourselves in a bad spot. Yeah, we're fine. Now remember, if you're going around corners like this, if you can, get to the high ground.
I need to find some place to escape this cold.
Just in case there's a wolf around the corner. Although, when you do that, you run the risk of things like this, where you can fall off and get hurt, so you might want to verify there's no wolves, and then just drop down, like so. Yeah, it was a pretty, you know, serious discussion earlier. Just let me know what you guys think about that. If I should just keep it to the long dark or talk about other current events. It's just, when you're at this stage in the game, I can only really talk about the game itself so much, right? And what we're doing. Because, like, yeah, we're walking to Mystery Lake. It takes about
felt so cold in my life.
15 seconds to explain, but okay. We're we're in trouble. There's a cougar nearby, that's right. But yeah, just let me know what you think. If you want me to talk about more things like that, or just... I think I am going to talk about stuff like that, especially when we're on the Langston mine, because otherwise it would just be an hour and a half silent footage of me destroying and destroying the same code, which is just, ugh.
Too heavy.
Pretty good, actually. Oh, but we have a lot of stuff to... Okay, that's good to know. But we're gonna drop the... Right. Well, we're dropping the Cougar pelt first off, but we're also dropping the 5 kilogram inventory nuke, known as the moose hide. We're gonna do that upstairs. And here is our beloved bear, Teddy, guarding his golden nugget. He's with his bear statue friend and all his cash. Alright. Here's the picture. I believe this is an artistic depiction of Jesus, so we have Jesus here. And we also have Teddy. So definitely the more spiritual side versus the physical desires, right? Which really was not intended, but it's funny how that worked out. Where is the moose hide? Did I leave it in... Oh, don't tell me I left it. Oh, I'm carrying it. Oh my goodness. I could have worn this the whole... Oh my gosh. Okay, well, you know what? The more you learn, right?
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Probably screaming at me the whole time to do that. Okay, now, actually, I want to take the salt with us to the far territories, because that's going to be really useful. And then we have the books here. Yeah, and we had the cougar hide here. And all this stuff. Wow, we have a lot of stuff. We've really gone above and beyond throughout the days, haven't we? But that's just to show what good planning can do. Okay, so we have all this stuff. Right. Yeah, I honestly forgotten it. Please bear with me on this. Alright, got all that. Okay, now we're gonna keep this here. Right? So you have our bushcraft bow. I wish you could hang this off a shelf, but maybe in a future update, right? Actually, we'll hold on to these because I'm still debating whether or not we should hunt the other cougar in the area. But for now, let's go ahead and catch up on some sleep. And I think I might have the episode end here. Definitely have more shorter episodes too, because I do need to go to bed and get ready for work tomorrow. So I'll check the time after this. Ooh, okay, yeah. So it looks like the episodes are going to be probably around an hour now. Typically, I don't know. Hopefully, I can do an hour and a half from time to time. But yeah, I do need to get ready for.
I'd eat snow if the hypothermia wouldn't kill me.
Thank you, Will. I do need to get ready for bed, and yeah. So hope you all enjoyed the episode. It was definitely more of a serious talk episode. You know, just things are rough right now. Just do the best you can, and if you're struggling, it's it's not your fault. It's just how things are. But yeah, let's go ahead and save the game right here. We're gonna end the episode here. If you'd like to hear more discussions like that, let me know. I'd like to see you all in the next one. Thanks, and take care.